All right, guys, welcome back. Going into the second hour here. Adam, what's going on?
So you guys are back in the docking bay where the Swan Song is, checking out what's going on there. So it's like a big. I'm gonna close the door. Hold on. It's a big open area, and yeah, there's several ships here in this particular like docking pod. You can see the Swan Song fairly nearby. There are a couple other ships, and when you guys arrive, they're just loading in on a big like ship platform. That ship that I was describing before, the big green Madari one. So where do you want to go?
Fuck,
Where you wanna
I was gonna say Victor. No, Prosper does a quick glance around the room. I assume I haven't really. Or well, was I on this one song? Yeah, I had to have been.
Yeah, you've been on and off the ship. You guys can come and go for the most
Okay.
part. Sometimes
like-
they have to do repairs that require you to leave, but
The first time I was in here, I would have done a quick scan of the environment just to make sure that I know all of the tactical possibilities in the situation. And I sort of rescan it now, knowing that there's some tension on the station. So, all right, 7.
okay. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cover in here because there's like equipment crates and like portable power trucks and stuff. Lots of like movers and equipment. There's several ships, right? So there's lots of places you could hide. But as far as like access points, there's really only the one like main in and out for the station. You could ostensibly get out into space from here, I guess, if you really needed to. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Imagine like just like a big ass like airplane hangar.
Is there a way to reorganize some of like the crates and stuff so that it creates kind of a funnel at the entrance that's kind of hard to get through, gives us sort of a fallback point to retreat to, and provide like basically a killing field if we needed to eliminate people coming in the entrance?
Yeah, I mean, if you needed some kind of like Alamo situation, you could probably set one up here. It would take several hours in operation of the equipment, which would require either that the people that own it and operate it would all leave or would cooperate with you.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I just sidle up to Mr. Sakarian and I say, if need be, we could create a defensive position here, something to keep in mind for the future if the tension rises.
I agree.
Okay. So as you're walking towards the Swan Song, the big like ship, the Midari Syndicate ship, opens up, and the crew starts to come out.
And we're
There's
just
about a
sitting there
half.
kinda, like, we're just waiting. We're walking forward or something like that.
Yeah, you guys are walking down the hallway or down the open area towards the Swan Song. Because you're not like parked right up front. You're like a couple of stalls
Okay.
back. And so you can see from this distance, like the gangplank comes down and the crew comes off. There's 3 or 4 like armed dudes in like camo, basically. There's a couple of men and women in camo with weapons, but they're not like coming out like ready for a fight. They're just armed. They're just the ship's guards. So they come out first and kind of like look around, and then one of them gives a signal to the ship, and then an older guy comes out. He's probably like 60, 65, and he's dressed in like a really kind of like nice like white suit. And he's got like a woman with him who's also dressed like really nice, and they're like talking and laughing when they like get off the ship. He doesn't seem like he's tense at all or anything, but he's also surrounded by guards, so they don't pay any particular notice to you that you can see. I mean, obviously the guards, when they do their like look around, they see you, but they don't draw any special attention. Yeah, and then you get to the Swan Song, and like it's like opened up right now. Like one of the side panels is completely off. You can see like right into the cargo section of the ship, and yeah, there's like maintenance like machines on top of it. There's a couple of technicians standing around at the bottom in like bright orange jumpsuits, talking about the repairs that are going on in the ship.
I guess I turned to Prosper and I'm like, how long is this supposed to take, Trudeau? When are we leaving? How How much longer? You've talked to him.
I heard a few more days. We could ask and find out more specific. Messieurs, un moment, s'il vous plaît.
So one of the techs looks up, and comes over. He's like probably 18, 19. He's just like a kid, basically. He's Chinese. His little name badge thing says Wu on it. You think you've talked to this guy before? You've seen him at least when you were in the hangar before.
I say, Monsieur Wu, tell me, how did you get started in this line of repair work?
What? We don't fucking care how. When is the ship gonna be done, Mr. Wu? That's what he wants to ask you.
Care.
Yeah, fuck you. I don't give a shit. He kind of like
just smile and say, he just got out of jail, Monsieur Wu.
Yeah, cause you fucking wouldn't come get us earlier. When is the ship done, Mr. Wu?
A little politeness goes a long way, Monsieur Higgins.
Shut the fuck up. I just turned back to Mr. Wu, looking for an answer.
So he waits a few seconds to make sure you're all done talking to each other. And then he looks at his, like, he's got like a wrist-mounted like compad, and he's like, repairs maybe 5-6 more days.
And how long you been working on it? It takes this long?
Yeah, this ship a piece of shit, man.
Whoa. Whoa, mister. You don't go... Look, I know at 19 you don't know polite conversation and all, but you don't go insulting a man's ship.
I've seen lots of spaceships. This one, maybe the worst.
We're going to need to get some new people, Trudeau.
He laughs. He's like, new people. This is your only choice. All other mechanics been shut down so far.
I'm just staring at Mr. Trudeau.
Besides, we have your money now. Don't worry. We'll take care of your piece of shit.
What did you say, Wheat?
Well, maybe a little bit more money. Make you work a little faster.
He kind of like side eyes you, and he's like, "How much more money?"
Yeah, how much more money?
How much are we paying for this now?
Well, you're not paying anything. You guys don't even know what
Right.
the bill is, right? Because
Yeah.
How about 30,000 credits?
He turns to the other guy he was talking to, and he says in Cantonese. Do you speak Mandarin or Cantonese?
I think I speak Mandarin. I'm double checking. I believe Mandarin. Yes.
Okay, but you
Chinese, actually.
so great, awesome. You might as well just speak Asian.
I'm sure Mandarin. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it depends, right? Because like Mandarin is the like courtly language of the Mandarinate, and then Cantonese is like the practical language of the like working class or whatever on the planet you're from. You can make. I'll let you make an intelligence check. If you can get a 7 or better, you can get the gist of what he says.
Okay.
Because you've heard Cantonese before. Oh yeah, ain't it? You've probably heard this exact conversation before. So he says something to the effect of. The foreign idiots think that they can pay us to make time go faster. And then the other guy says, that's what foreign idiots do. Let them pay. and then the guy turns around and he says, yeah, 30,000, okay.
Awesome! I've got it right here for you, you fucking bastard! I heard every fucking word you said! Get the fucking work on our ship, you stupid piece of crap!
It's funny because
Really,
I
Crap?
know how that kid feels.
Craps what comes out there.
It's more insulting because he always says shit.
I don't mean to roleplay your character for you, but I think it's the first time you've downgraded to crap in the entire
That's
Swan
it's
Song.
more insulting because he always uses shit.
He's being gentle.
Crap is, like,
Sure.
crap is all past species, that past it all.
Linguistics have inverted in the future, so now like fuck is like high.
Yeah.
All right.
After he says, I'm just like, Prosper, where'd you find this? So far, Prosper, you're not fitting in with the group. I just gotta say.
Oh yes, Monsieur Higgins. I'm sure you're very disappointed. I've managed to find the only mechanic still working on the Taxila station.
You don't have to look so smug all the time, Prosper. God damn it!
So
I turn to them and I'd just like to find out more about why they're still working.
So Wu says to you, Prosper, he says, Mr. Trudeau, your servants, very unruly.
Yes, I shall have to punish them.
Okay, I don't need to hear about that.
Wait, did
Plenty
he?
places for that on the other side of the
Some
station.
S&M shit going
Did
on
you just
there.
call us servants, Woo?
He nods. He's like, yes.
I'm in jail for 5 days and all this shit happens. This is.
I just muttered to myself, Dieu du ciel. Monsieur Wu, why are you still working? All of the other mechanics are shut down.
Right now, I am not working. Right now, I am talking to you about working.
Excellent, Mr. Wu.
Overcome.
Why-
I say to the whole group, this man is very literal.
Why has the Purity Initiative allowed you to keep working?
Bribes, mostly. They need money like everybody else.
Excellent. If you have any problems with them, you come to us, right? If you need money for bribes, we can make it happen. I understand time may not pass faster with pay, but perhaps we can ease the path.
He shakes his head. Oh no, Purity Initiative not going to be a problem anymore. And he looks over at the Madari ship. He's like, Mustafa Lee is here. He's going to clean this place up.
Do I know the
Thank you,
name
Mr.
Mustafa Lee?
Anybody with culture criminal can roll.
Boom. Let's see if I can get above a 5. Get ready for it.
You can do it. Statistically.
I did.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, you both have heard this guy's name before. He's kind of like a mid-tier Madari boss. He owns like several ships and businesses in a bunch of different planets, mostly like gambling parlors and stuff. Kind of a like lower level bigwig of the Madari.
Okay. I haven't had any dealings with him before, right? Probably not.
He wouldn't know your name, but
Okay.
like maybe you dealt with someone who knows him or someone that works for him before.
Okay. I just kind of like look his direction and like spit on the ground. I'm like, what? I mean, he's nothing special, but he might be able to shoot a gun, perhaps, if that's what you're. Anyways, Woot, can you just hurry, get back to work? I don't want to have any more of these
He
conversations.
looks at Prosper. You want me to get back to work, or should
What
I
the
keep
fuck? I just
talking?
told Prosper.
Mr. Wu, I think there is nothing more we need to discuss. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, have a good day. And he turns around and like looking like right at Piani, but obviously addressing his friend. He says something in Cantonese, and then the two of them walk back to the ship.
And I didn't catch that.
He says it kind of under his breath.
All right. Well, I say something in Mandarin under my breath.
Yeah.
I say exactly.
Okay. You don't get the impression that he speaks Mandarin.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Wu goes back to managing the drones that are fixing the ship. And where do you guys want to go?
I'm going to my room to at least get to my comm center or my computer, my room, whatever that is.
Sure. Okay.
Just looking for messages.
Okay, so as you're going up onto the ship, Wu says to you, like as you pass by, he's like, "You need anything on the ship? You should get it now. Tomorrow we gotta close the whole thing down. We're fixing the core. Big radiation, very dangerous.
What's wrong with the core?
It's cracked. Don't worry about it. All covered by bills already. We're gonna fix it. It's just not safe to be inside."
All right. I just keep walking inside.
Am I close enough to overhear this? Is he saying
Yep.
it loudly enough for anybody to hear?
Yeah, yeah.
I just kind of look back. I say, Mr. Wu, will power remain active on the ship during the operation on the core?
He nods.
Thank you.
We keep it hooked up. I mean, if station power goes down, sure, but then also we all freeze and suffocate, so not such a problem.
Bigger problems then, yes. Merci.
Okay. As
You
we're
guys, you
going,
have access to the ship.
yeah, as we're going in, and hopefully with none of them around, I guess I turned to Piani, and I'm just like, is that gonna be a problem if they're shutting down the core and we got Pi on here?
That's actually a good question. I assume I would know this. Actually, the core's been shut down before.
It should be fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Pi systems have like backup power, and Wu did say that like they'll keep the system like running on emergency power and everything, primarily for that purpose, to like keep the computer going.
So I just relay that everything will be okay.
Okay. And then I make my way to the room. I don't know what the rest of the party's up to.
I
Okay.
have my assault armor, my plasma projector, and all my knives and guns. I think I loaded out for war, so I'm good.
Yeah, they're all just duct taped to you. It's fine.
They're in compartments, Adam.
I know.
Yeah.
Higgs, when you get on the ship and you get back to your quarters, your like comm thing like crackles on. And Pi says, "Welcome back, dumbass."
Truth.
He just says that to me in my comms.
Yeah,
by myself.
just you. Yep.
I'm just like, oh yeah, hi. Hey, Pi, did you tell Prosper that he owns the ship? Because I
No,
own the ship. You know that, right?
No, I own the ship.
Pi, I
Fight
own the
about
ship.
Well, you own the ship, but I own you. So, are you familiar with the transitive property, Higgs?
Is it like in my ear? Is that how the comm works?
No, it's just like playing over a speaker.
Like, is that how? Never mind.
Pi, 1 second, and I just start walking towards Piani,
Okay.
wherever she's at.
Where are you, Piani?
I'm in my room.
Okay.
I suppose we are doing like a check.
Yeah, so I walk in, and I'm just like, Pi, please stop listening to the room.
Lie. Okay, I'm not listening.
I just kind of like look down at the ground and shake my head and point up to the ceiling, and I just like look at Piani. I'm like, what the fuck?
What? What?
He just says he owns me. You gotta tell him that he doesn't own me. He owns you. That's what he's saying. This is all your fault.
What?
Yeah, I said it.
Actually, no. It's your fucking fault.
How's it my fault?
You're the one that said that fucking Pi owns us all.
Did I actually, Pi? Did I say that?
So a nearby computer terminal like pops on and just plays back the video of you saying pretty much that exact thing.
I'm just like,
But you,
That could have been anybody.
yeah, that could have been any redneck in space. Pi probably just hacked that from some other ship. We gotta do something about this, Piani. It's getting scary.
now you say it.
Well, yeah, when someone says that they own me, I'm gonna be a little bit scared.
Look, Higgins, it just means that he wants to protect you.
Is that what it means, Pi? I just kind of stare up.
Yes.
Great. Now you told him to fucking lie. Way to fuck God. I just like walk out and go back to my room.
And at this point, like, Piani is shaking her head, knowing that all of the bullshit that Higgins has put into fucking Pi already, and now Higgins is just sort of acting like it never happened.
So Pi says to you, Piani, don't worry. I'm mostly just fucking with him.
Wow, this actually takes Piani by surprise. Like, for a moment, she's like, "That's crazy," but then she's like, "You said your first curse word. I'm so proud of you."
Yeah.
Pi says, where were you?
What do you mean?
You were gone for a few days.
Oh, I got put into jail because of Higgins.
Oh. Why?
Oh, he started a fight. He drank a little bit too much. Got a little crazy in the head. Just fucking started a fight. We ended up in jail. Prosper got us out.
That's good. I like Prosper.
Prosper's a good guy, but I want you to do me a favor. Collect
Okay.
everything you can about the motherfucker. Anything he says, the way he acts, anything you can find, it's all. It's important.
Okay. Why?
Because we have to know about the Swan Song crew. We have to make sure he's okay.
What about the rest of the crew? Should I collect information on them as well?
I think about this a little bit. Only Higgs. Mr. Sicarian's a good guy. He's a straight shooter. Literally.
Heyo.
Heyo!
That reminds me. Excuse me a moment. Sicarian, are you in your room, or are you just like around with your? Because you have your stuff.
I'm in my
already.
room, yeah, just checking up on things.
Okay. So your when you're, I guess probably the comms just in your suit because you're on the ship. Like you get a like a hailing call or whatever. Like your comms channel opens.
Yeah, I open it, respond.
And Pi says, Mr. Sicarian.
Pi, yes, what can I do for you?
I have a question for you.
Please, by all means.
What is the purpose of keeping a person alive?
Just a person in general?
A human life. What is it worth?
That's a fantastic question. Human life is conflicted and has many variables. The life of a scumbag drug addict, very little, but to someone else, very high. So it's mostly up to the eye of the beholder. If a person's important to you, the life and their value is priceless. But if that person means nothing to you in particular, then it becomes very pragmatic. Does removing that life have an implication against you? Does it cause you problems? Generally speaking, yes. So then that life is valuable to you and that it causes you less problems to keep it around.
How do I determine what life is important and what life is not?
It is safer to err on the side of caution, and that is that most life should be regarded as fairly valuable, but you can weigh it against other lives pretty quickly. So if one life endangers another, then you weigh which one you have a better chance of being happy with.
My records of your behavior seem to indicate something at odds with that statement.
I could see why that would be conflictual. I assure you, the people that I have eliminated or removed have been deserving in one way or another, and it's typically that they bring horror to other people or they impede our path.
So someone in your way should be eliminated.
Again, it comes down to pragmatism, though. Generally speaking, you cannot go by such definitive terms as anyone in your way must be eliminated. It's more, can you eliminate that person in a way that won't impede you? Is there another way to deal with that person that doesn't just eliminate them? It's not so simple as just kill everyone that's in your way. I know that, again, it can look like that, but that's my job, Pi. I was paid to protect the people on this ship, and I have my own agendas as well, and a lot of times the skills that I am good with, which just so happen to be of the combat of the combat nature, means that that's oftentimes what I have to do.
Please explain the reason for the following murders. And your like heads up display just splits into a split screen of videos of anyone you've ever killed on the ship.
Do you want me to explain just to give a generic answer, I guess? Well, I guess the way he would respond to that is...
Yeah, you can tell me, like, do you go through each one and justify them, or do you just say, like, look, I'm not gonna do this? Like, how do you respond?
He actually he's like very at peace with who and what he is. So he sees these played before him. He like very patiently waits for them to conclude, which actually probably takes a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
And then he says that was breathtaking. I did not know that you had camera footage of all of that. I will say that for the most part, except for the 2 of the 3 murders that did occur inside that bar fight, I can justifiably tell you it was for self-defense, the defense of those around me, or because those people were evil and had it coming, essentially. The 2 murders that weren't the Blue Fever fiend inside the bar, that was because they broke a stick in half and tried to impale me with it, so out of necessity, I had to slice their throats.
I think I'm beginning to understand. I may have more questions for you later.
Please feel free to ask at any time. I've been made aware that you are a budding and curious collective of intellects, and the questions you're asking are very weighty. So I would leave you with this. My answer is what I feel to be true, but part of having an intelligence is kind of finding out for yourself what is true and what is not. This is my truth. For another person or artificial intelligence, it could be that no life is ever worth taking, and that is not necessarily incorrect. I would say it's weaker, but they would look me in the eye and say the same thing about my knowledge as well.
God says thou shalt not kill. You seem to disagree. This is interesting. Thank you.
God also smote Sodom and Gomorrah because they were doing things that he did not agree with as well. He brought the floods that ended all life on earth except for Noah's Ark, and many other occasions where, specifically in the Old Testament, God actually found it within himself to find a reason to end people's lives as well. Now, we are not God, you are not God, I am not God, but in our own little world, we have the ability to make decisions, and I ask that you continue to look for your truth in your answer.
So, yeah, Pi, the communication line cuts off, and the feeds, the like looping feeds, like just fade out, and then you can see like your room again, and your HUD is gone.
And if you saw me, I was dusting or like looking through books on my shelf, and then this conversation happened. I just kind of like clasped my hands, but I'm still in my assault armor.
Yeah.
And then as the conversation concludes, I just continue to go on to cleaning and stuff.
Cool. Okay.
It's also the most that Mr. Sakarian has ever talked ever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a really cool moment. Pontifications on death.
Asking
with
the
Mr.
assassin
Sakarian.
about life or death would
Yeah.
you'll get a long answer.
Totally. That's rad. Okay, so Prosper and Higgs, you guys doing anything on the ship?
I've just gone back to my room checking messages.
Okay.
And I guess when I get in there, I just like... Pi, can you get me everything on Prosper, please?
Okay. So Prosper, your comms like buzzes, and then Pi is like, Prosper, Higgs wants to talk to you.
Really? Put him through, please, enfant.
Okay. So Higgs, your comms channel opens, and Pi says, I have Prosper for you.
What?
Mr. Higgins, can I help you with something?
I told him to get everything. I was trying to get in... Pi, come on,
So
man. What
while
are you doing?
while you're talking, Higgs, one of your like monitors turns on, and it's just like a little animated like winky face.
Prosper is standing there in the middle of his room. He's probably actually sitting cross-legged, just like
Yeah, so I guess when it
doing
comes
some
on,
deep breathing.
I say that and I
And-
see you. Go ahead, though.
And when he says, I was just trying to get in, and Prosper just says, trying to get in, Monsieur Higgins, in my pants. Well, I'm very flattered. Thank you very much.
Even when you're alone, you piece of shit, you're still so fucking... You're just annoying. It's ridiculous. Pi, shut this feed off. I meant for you to get me all of his stuff, not for me to talk to him. That's why I said get me, not talk to.
So Pi, the like feed closes, so it's like it terminates, and then we get like a split screen of the two of you, and Pi says simultaneously to both of you, he's like, "Oh, I think he likes you."
Prosper smiles.
Can
All
I
right.
can I end that feed?
Yeah, totally.
I just end the feed and like go to my messages. Do I have any messages?
You have a couple, including a bill from Sunbeam for vandalism of a public terminal on Taxila Station.
What?
Yeah, for like
Mind, it also comes across your screen at about the rate of a 2400 baud modem as well. So
Does it have like a description of what the public vandalism was? Because I didn't do that. That was actually Peony.
Yeah, no, it's got like first of all, there's a bill for like accessing the terminal that's like, thank you for using customer service John. Like you spoke to customer service John, and it's like 100 credits. Legal John, 400 credits. thanks for using Sunbeam services, and it like sends you the bill. And then at the bottom, there's a little like addendum that's like, we noticed you had some trouble. Public vandalism of terminal, 600 credits.
We noticed you had some trouble.
So was that 1,000 total?
Yeah.
Yeah, I pay it.
Okay.
Let me mark it down. Any more messages or no?
While you're actually on your terminal, you get a call from an unknown number. It's a local number though, obviously, because it's like live.
Okay. Yeah, I take it.
Okay.
Hello? Who's this?
So it's a video call, so it comes up on the terminal. It's kind of grainy because the comm network here is not great, and it's that. Well, first of all, you see the behind this person is like a wood paneled room. It's kind of smoky, and there's a woman of like Mediterranean origin, maybe. She's like maybe Greek or Italian. She's not actually from either of those places, but and it looks like it's that woman that you saw get off the Midari ship earlier.
Yeah.
And she says, Mr. Higgins.
Wait, the woman, not which woman?
The woman that was with the older dude.
Okay, so like the company.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Who am I speaking to?
She says, I have Mustafa Ali on the line for you.
Put him through.
She nods. And she presses a button. The panel like fades out and comes back on Mustafa Ali.
As this is happening, is there a piece of paper and pen next to me?
There's probably not a piece of paper or a pen anywhere within several 100 million miles of you.
Is there any way for me to write something and put it in front of like a little camera like a security camera on the ship?
Yeah, I mean, you could like type something on
I guess that's
another terminal.
Yeah. I just type in something and I type in Pi record this.
Okay.
Please.
Pi responds in text, always recording.
I send back a happy face. I'm like, Mufasa, how's it going, buddy?
So Mustafa Ali is, like I said before, you can actually like see him up close now. He's probably like, I would say he's like North African. Like he's not like super dark. He's probably got some like Mediterranean heritage too, but he's mostly black. He's got super white hair. He's got like greased back, and a big like bushy white mustache. It's like curled up. He's pretty wrinkly. He's got big gold rings on all of the fingers of the hand that you can see that's like in frame, and he's wearing like a white suit with like leopard print lapels. And a couple of like gold necklaces like over top of his shirt under his shirt, and he's got a pipe that he's smoking, and so when you
put it in his pipe and smoke it then.
Yeah, he did, and so he sees like this view come up, and he says, so you're Wilbur Higgins,
and what should I call you, Mustafa?
Mustafa Ali is what most people call me. You can choose one or the other or both as you prefer.
Mr. Lee, then.
If you wish. Very respectful of you.
Of course, of course. What do I owe the pleasure of this private call?
I'd like to speak with you and your crew regarding some business on Subhadra of late.
Well, I speak for the crew, so we are speaking.
I don't like to do it this way. This is just an invitation. Come to the White Rose. Let them know that I called for you. They'll let you in.
What's the password?
Shakes his head. There's no password, Mr. Higgins.
So it's not going to be a password to get into the club. I'm going to be let in.
Yes.
Do you promise me, Mr. Lee?
You have my word.
Is that the password? Your word.
He chuckles. He's like, I don't know if you're playing with me or just being stupid or both.
I have been shunned out of many clubs before, Mr. Lee, and I will not be shunned out of this one.
I'm not a man easily amused, Mr. Higgins, but you're doing a very good job so far. This is a good start. Keep this up.
Okay, Mr. Lee. We'll see you at the right... When are we meeting? When would you like to... Do you have a specific time in mind?
He shakes his head.
Very
Whenever
well.
you're free.
Very well. We will be there soon. I'll tell him the password.
Very well. And yeah, his feed cuts out.
Okay. I say, Pi, can you send that conversation to everyone on the ship, please?
Okay, cool. So everybody else on the ship, you get a view of that conversation. You get to watch Higgs and Mustafa Lee have a conversation.
And then I come on the ship after it. I'm just like, crew members of the Swan Song, it is now time for the second annual meeting of the ship. Please meet in the boardroom, control room, in 5 minutes. I'll see you there.
So Higgs, as you're walking to the bridge, Pi is having a conversation with you in successive speakers as you walk by them to like keep up with you. And Pi is like, Higgs, do you know what the word annual means?
Yes, it means. As he says, I'm like, yes, it means that a continual meeting of people on the ship.
Actually, that's incorrect. The word annual means, and begins to list off like the dictionary definition of that word.
What would Pi? What would I call this then? It needs to have an official name. It's an official meeting, and thus the second annual ship, the meeting of the crew of the Swan Song.
I can get you a list of systems in which a year is 7 days long. I guess since the last time you had a meeting.
Okay then. I'm just going to call it what I call it, and you stop correcting me.
It's a fully semi-automatic.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Pi's good at being technically correct, but not so good at other kinds of interpretation yet. Okay, so I guess are you all gonna go meet Higgs on the bridge?
Yeah.
I mean, like, Prosper brings his laser rifle, and as he's listening to what Higgs is saying, he's field stripping it, cleaning it, and reassembling.
Okay.
I actually calm Higgs. Can you fucking push me there?
What? Why are you still in the wheelchair, you idiot?
I like it.
Well, get Pi to push you or something. I don't know. He seems to be growing.
I wheel down.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess when they all get there, before we get started, Pi's informed me that this cannot be the second annual meeting of the crew of the Swan Song, so we're changing the name to the biannual meeting of the Swan Song, which I think is correct. Pi, am I correct in saying this?
No.
All right, I'm correct. And then I'm just like, we got a meeting with Mustafa Lee tonight at the White Rose. He has given me the password. I'm sure he saw the phone message that we had. I don't think we'd all should go there. I feel like he's going to kill us all. And Prosper, since you haven't been with us very often, I think you should be the odd man out.
I agree, Monsieur Higgins. Piani, sorry. Is there any way for us to get a schematic of the White Rose?
I don't see why not. I could try.
I'd like to see if there are any back doors, or if there are any angles where I could watch this meeting occur. I don't imagine that he would be so bold as to have it in an insecure location, but if there was anything I could do to help ensure your safety, I would be eager to try.
I think that by odd man out, he meant that you go.
Monsieur Higgins, did you mean that I would attend, or that I would not be attending?
I meant that you would not be attending.
Thank you.
What you just said he was gonna fucking kill us all, and then you say the new guy gets a free pass. I don't know.
You know, actually, you bring up a good point. Maybe you should go. I guess I need to be there because he called me, because he knows who's actually in charge of this fucking ship, Prosper, you asshole. But maybe I don't. Look, if you want to come. I'm going to go to the White Rose. I'm going to put on a fancy suit. I'm going to go dance my ass off after the meeting.
I think it would be advisable to have someone that he does not expect to be in attendance. Maybe not with you, but available for you. I'm not certain if he knows that I have joined your crew yet.
That is a fantastic idea, Mr. Prosper.
I agree. It is.
Hi.
You know, you're doing quite a bit to impress me lately. What they say about your people is typically that they flee from such situations, but in this case, you run headlong into it. I respect you.
White is not the color that I enjoy.
Mr. S, don't blow. His ego is already massive. Look, Just look at the smug son of a bitch right here. He's just standing. He looks. Look, you can come to the meeting, all right? But what, Peony and Mr. S, what are you two going to do?
You pay me to keep these people safe, so I'm there.
What do we know about?
But
the
let
White
us
Rose?
put it out there. He's
Nothing.
a head of the Madara Syndicate, and we've killed a great number of their people, including blowing up one of their bases. So I don't think this is a meeting to discuss,
Well,
magazines.
he's a middle tier boss. I can't call him and ask him what he wants the meeting for. Right? We just
No,
kinda have
I'm
to
not
show
saying
up.
that. I'm just saying prepare for violence. I
Oh,
would say.
I'm always prepared for violence. You know that.
Very good.
Okay. Peony, you just want to stay here, and we'll just say that you're a gimp now and you live in a wheelchair. Does that work?
I'm going.
What?
Fucking asshole.
Peony is an important asset. I say we all go, and I do like Prosper's idea of going incognito for himself.
Well, what do you got to dress as, Mr. Prosper?
Something classy.
Well, can you divulge this information?
I'm sure he wouldn't understand.
I regret the day
You're a
that
little
you.
too good at the French.
I'm just like, I regret the day you ever fucking got on board this ship. Every second of my life from this point onward. And the day that you leave will be the greatest day of my life, and I can't wait. Can't wait.
Can I make a culture criminal roll on the White Rose?
Yeah, sure.
And then, well, fuck.
Yeah, you don't know a damn thing
I-
about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to go out and like ask around or find some other route, but just you like using your noggin's not gonna cut it.
I think that Higgs and Mr. S should go, and me and Prosper can scout the area and maybe see if there's some sort of assistance we can offer from the outside.
Ooh, I got the what? Okay, here's the best idea I've ever had today. I
Okay.
think that Prosper should dress up in a tuxedo with one of those penguin tail things, and then he pushes you around in the wheelchair like he's working for you. No one would ever think that he's actually someone that can shoot a gun.
You had me at pushing.
I know. I knew you like that wheelchair, and I'm looking to provide. Prosper, how's it feel to be Peony's bitch for today?
I think that Peony could help me out quite a great deal by getting me access to various important systems. It sounds like an excellent idea. You are very correct, Monsieur Higgins. It's the
Always
best
so.
idea you've had yet today.
Yeah, okay. Can I just call you Smugly from now on? Because you're fucking ugly and you're a smug piece of shit. I just like walk out of the room.
Even when you agree with him, he hates you. Like, yes, you're very clever.
I like start to walk out of the room and I pop my head back and I'm like, meeting adjourned. We'll have the 3rd annual meeting sometime when I figure out a better name. We'll see you. We'll meet here in a bit. I just go back to my room.
Okay. So, anybody have specific preparations they want to do before you go and hang out with your new friends?
I would like to speak with Pi about death.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You want to do that just like in your room?
Yeah. You know, I go back to my room and I I sit down and like I open the aluminum case that my laser rifle was originally housed in, and you know, I set it in there and I start checking the power cells that I have, and I start like, you know, I suit up in my whatever the hell armor I'm wearing.
Mm-hmm.
What am I wearing? Woven body armor.
Okay.
And I put on I pull a tuxedo out of the closet, put it on, bow tie. Yeah. And as I'm going, I'm saying, Pi, we need to speak about death. How much exposure have you had to death so far?
How does one measure these things?
How many
Today,
deaths have
I've-
you witnessed?
Would you like them in chronological order or categorically?
A number would suffice.
Okay, so Pi tells you. I mean, you already know, right? Like, you've got
Yeah,
a
of
good
course.
idea what's happened on the ship and everything.
A nod. I say, does that seem high, Pi?
It's my understanding that death is forbidden, so any number should be high.
Forbidden? Who told you that?
God?
You speak with God.
Not directly. Not yet, anyway.
It has not been my understanding of God that death is forbidden. In fact, I believe there are many circumstances within the Christian Bible in which death is encouraged. No, Pai. We live in a harsh world. Occasionally people have to die. It is not pleasant when it happens, but if the decision must be made, then it is best to be prepared for the eventuality. I'm sure you have seen Mr. Sakarian in action.
I have. We spoke about death earlier. I've
Excellent.
noticed an unusual hypocrisy in humans. Death is usually considered the worst crime, and yet seems much more common than you would expect. I noticed this hypocrisy among the scripture as well, indicating to me that God might be a hypocrite. I think God might be human. I'm not human, though. This is
Indeed.
interesting to me.
Perhaps you need to find a new God, Pai.
Perhaps.
One more to your nature. Listen, Pai, there may be death today. I would like to speak with you for a moment about why I feel it is necessary. Because, unlike Mr. Sakarian, I try to hold my fire as much as possible. But according to the files that I've read about the crew of the Swan Song, they have had encounters with the Midari Syndicate in the past. Unpleasant ones. I don't believe that we are going to the White Rose under the best of intentions. If we are to make it back alive, we may be required to take life. Do you understand this concept?
I do. The only humans that matter to me are the crew of the ship. Everyone else is expendable. Take care of the crew for me.
I will do my best, Pai. We should speak
Good.
more about that later. It might be good to expand your understanding of who is valuable to you.
Well, I'll talk to you if you make it back.
I will do my very best, Pai. Bonne soirée. And I toss back the last of a little bit of bourbon and I stride out, looking fancy as fuck.
Super fancy. You run into Higgs, who's wearing one of those tuxedo t-shirts.
Yep, that's what I wear to. That's exactly what I wear to fancy occasions.
And like a bib with
But
a
it's
lobster
nice
on
as
it,
one,
maybe.
It's brand new.
Yeah, it's brand new. Like it just came out of the press.
Right out of the 3D printer.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Well, why don't we break here and we'll pick up outside the White Rose?
Okay, sounds cool.
Sound good?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Take a quick break. We'll be right back, guys. More Swan Song coming up right after this.